A few months ago, I got a message from one of my past clients, Dania. She is based out of New York City. She was the past client that came to me and she really wanted to work in oncology. She told me that she was applying for months and months and wasn't even getting to the interview stage. She really wanted oncology and she really wanted to work at Northwell, one of the biggest healthcare systems here in New York City. But she was shy, super soft-spoken, and she just didn't know how to lead with confidence. And this was a problem. I was like, Dania, if you want to get hired, you have to be visible. So she had the passion, she had the qualifications, but what was holding her back was her lack of visibility. And she was hesitant at first, but decided to move forward and work with me as her nurse career coach. And it literally transformed her confidence. It transformed her attitude, her mindset. And in less than 2 weeks, she secured her dream role in oncology at Northwell Hospital, one of the top hospitals in New York City. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we worked on to get her to that dream role. Because if Dania can go from invisible to hired under 2 weeks, so can you. Watch until the end because I'm going to share one follow-up move that keeps you top of mind with recruiters and could be the difference between you getting ghosted and actually getting hired in today's competitive market. So if you're ready, let's get into it. All right. So what does visibility actually mean? All right. So there's two parts to this. There's an online presence and then an actual in-person presence. How they see you in real life. And then of course online, when they Google you, what do they find? And what is your digital footprint? So the digital footprint question, it's when someone Googles your name, what comes up? Do articles come up? Does your LinkedIn profile pop up if you even have a LinkedIn profile? And if they Google you and nothing shows up, that is a problem. Because 95% of recruiters will look you up. They will check you out on Google. They will look you up on LinkedIn before they even invite you to a screening call or an actual interview. You need to start building your online presence. Like, let's go. What are you waiting for? I talk to nurses all the time and they're so hesitant to be visible. This is what's going to get you hired, is this visibility. If they don't know about you, they don't know you exist. They cannot hire you. So let's get into it. How do you build your online presence? I'm gonna break it down right now. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, literally you're gonna get a profile today because you're technically invisible if you don't have a LinkedIn profile. Why would you not be on LinkedIn? It's the #1 platform for professionals where recruiters hang out, nurse managers, directors, all the healthcare peeps. You want to get hired, you need to be hanging out on LinkedIn. Do not sleep on LinkedIn. Watch my full video on LinkedIn and how to optimize your LinkedIn profile so that you can literally get hired directly from LinkedIn. Go check that out later, but watch till the end. Don't leave this video. All right, and then build your presence. How do you do that? Build your presence and your authority. If you were featured in an article or you are in a publication with one of your professors, you can appear on nursing podcasts. I just recently did a podcast with NSNA, the National Student Nurses Association. That's going to be coming out very soon. I'm always on podcasts and I have my own podcast as well. So share your story publicly so that people can connect with you. They can feel your authenticity and it starts building trust and then it starts building that digital footprint we were just talking about. Because the whole point of this too is how do you stand out from other candidates? What do you post? You can post your clinical rotations. Maybe if you're done with your rotation, you can talk about how you enjoyed your critical care, women's health, pediatrics rotation, and what it means to you, start your career in that particular field because you're so passionate about it. Do a post about it. Do a written post, do a LinkedIn post, take a picture of you finishing off your clinicals. If you just earned a certification, don't just put up your ACLS and then just say certified and that's it. Use that opportunity to talk a little bit about yourself, why you're interested in critical care or ER, pediatrics, psych, whatever it is. Use that opportunity to say a little bit about yourself and then invite recruiters, hiring managers to connect with you at the end of your post. That's ways to be visible. And of course, events and conferences that you've attended, take pictures, put it out there. And then you can also just document your journey in nursing school. And you can say something like, my journey to becoming an ER nurse or my journey to becoming a critical care nurse. And document that journey. That is you being visible and building a personal brand. So if you are watching this and you're like, I don't know what to post, I don't know how to be visible, I'm too shy, I don't know how to put myself out there, I don't even know how I'm going to interview because I'm so shy, I don't even have a profile, or I do, but I don't post on it, and I need help. Well, guess what? I have a whole webinar specifically on these topics of how to be more visible, how to stand out as a new graduate nurse in the job field, and how I've helped over 200 new graduate nurses with this particular webinar, my strategies, my framework, so you don't want to miss it. Stop relying on ChatGPT or Google to try to figure this out alone. Hello, I have a 1-hour webinar. I drop gems that I don't share on this YouTube channel, so you definitely want to come live. And I host it live where you can actually ask questions. Sometimes I pull up people's resumes and do audits right on that webinar, so you don't want to miss it. You can apply my tips. Past webinar attendees have attended and literally have gotten hired within days to weeks of just attending my webinar. And you could be next. It only takes 1 to 2 minutes to sign up. And it can completely change the trajectory of your nursing career and literally your life. So sign up. It's in the description box below. Once spots are full, that's it. So you don't want to mess around and wait. Sign up now. The next tip that I have, show up in person. I recently talked to a new graduate nurse and also a nursing student that's about to graduate. And she's like, oh, I'm so nervous about going to job fairs. I don't know what to say. So I've been avoiding them. Don't do that. That is your opportunity to meet people, to network, and even potentially get hired right from the job fair. So treat job fairs like real interviews because they are. So don't look at it as just another event that you don't want to be a part of. Make sure you show up to these job fairs. One conversation in the right room can literally change your whole career. You can literally leave an event with a job offer. It's literally happened to me over Zooms, over conversations, being in person, the opportunities that get unlocked in person, like you don't want to miss that. So be present and talk about what you want when you go to these events. So what events should you be going to? Any local nursing events, conferences, regional nursing events. Even if you think, well, I'm interested in women's health and they have like this other conference, I don't know if I should go. If you have the time, go. There are nurse managers that go to different conferences, recruiters, so many different people that you can meet, and they can lead you to network with other people. Every event is a potential lead to getting to an interview or getting hired. Literally, one connection can change your whole career. Next, build connections while you're in nursing school. I just talked to like 2 nursing students today. Start building those connections. Get recommendation letters while you're still there. Start getting your contacts together. Get phone numbers, get emails from clinical instructors, hiring managers, charge nurses, because when you're done school, guess who you're gonna have to reach back out to those people. So make sure that you build those connections and that you literally go up to them and say, hey, listen, I'm about to graduate in 3 months. I would love to work on your unit. Do you have any tips? Can I have your phone number? Can I have your email? Are you hiring soon? Like, let's go. Networking. Ask your clinical instructor to introduce you to other potential managers that you're interested on working on their units. Start moving. Build those connections while you're still in nursing school. And then as a nursing student, you have so many discounts. So start joining those organizations now. I strongly recommend you at least attend 1 to 2 conferences before you graduate. especially in your last year of graduation. My next tip, you probably don't think I'm crazy, but you need to be more aggressive. Remember that cheer in high school? I was on the basketball team. We were like, be aggressive, be aggressive. You need to be aggressive. I always tell my clients, like, are you wanting to get the job? If you want the job, you got to do things that other people are not willing to do. I drop all of these gems in my webinar. So if you haven't signed up for my webinar, you better sign up for it, because like I said, when it fills up, that's it. So be aggressive, because you might be thinking, well, I don't want to bother the recruiter. I don't want to call them. Again, do you want the job? If there's no fire, there's no energy, there's no passion, there's no conviction, the recruiters will feel it. They're going to think you're disinterested, but you're thinking that you're being professional or like whatever. No, you got to tell them what you want, and you got to be aggressive. Reach out to them directly on LinkedIn. Instead of sending a boring text DM, send a voice note. You can send a 1-minute voice note on LinkedIn. You got to hold the voice note mic the whole time that you speak, and then just let it go. Better yet, do an actual video. Get dressed up, do a video, and send them a personalized message to the recruiter and talk to them about how you're interested in working at that particular hospital, whatever unit, and that you wanted to introduce yourself via video. Guess what? They'll be super impressed. Like, who goes to their DMs and sees a video and doesn't click on it? Of course, that is a way to help you stand out. Y'all, these are the gems that I am dropping. So you better follow through and be aggressive. And then, of course, investing in a nurse career coach. Hello, like me, I will guide you step by step, hold you accountable. You know I bring the receipts. Over 200 new graduate nurses hired in less than 3 months. You need one before you graduate. Don't be waiting around, having that scarcity mindset, like, oh, I think I could do it on my own. I don't want to invest. And then you're going to be sitting around 6 months, no job, 9 months, no job, or better yet, a year with no job. We did the math and some other videos. If you have no job for 6 months, you're potentially leaving $50K to up to $80K or more on the table. We don't want none of that. And it brings me to my next point. Move fast. The nurses who move quickly with speed and precision and clarity and the right strategy, with someone like me guiding them, and they move fast, get hired faster. Speed is its own strategy. The nurses who get hired faster, like I said, they move fast. It's not always the most qualified. It's those who take action. I meet nurses all the time, and they're like, oh, this residency program is open for a month or 2 weeks. I'm like, cool, why haven't you applied yet? They're like, oh, I'm getting prepared. No. The preparation starts before the residency program opens up. My clients know. Day one, you're already submitting the application. You got everything in order. Boom, submit. Because guess what? Who's going to be in that first batch to get interviewed? Those who applied on day one. Invest in coaching early, because the opportunities sometimes will disappear. Sometimes they only have 1 or 2 open slots in their residency programs or whatever they're hiring for. So you want to be first. And oftentimes my clients actually get same day offers. Here's another tip. If you're asked, hey, what day do you want to interview? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Guess which one you're going to pick? Monday, 9 a.m., first slot. That's it. Why? Potentially get that same day offer. Why would you wait until Friday? Hello. And then set job alerts, notifications, so that you get those notifications early. Have your resume, cover letter, references, everything ready to go. Way in advance. They have to be tailored. Apply the same day, not the same week. All right. And don't leave preparation until the last minute. We just talked about this. I spoke to a woman who was applying to a director executive role, and she had the interview in a couple days, and she was DMing me on LinkedIn asking me about my services. And I was like, hey, your interview's like in 2-3 days. That is not the time to prepare. Like, yes, I can 100% get you prepared, but the prep starts way before, not last minute. And it's going to show. The recruiters and hiring managers, they always know And I always used to know. As the former director of nursing, I used to hire new graduate nurses. I was in charge of a residency program at the VA in Michigan. I worked in New York City and Jersey, all over. I used to hire nurses. I used to hire educators. I could always tell the people who were prepared for their interview and those who were not. So make sure you stay prepared. And then follow up, stay top of mind. Most nurses apply and just sit back and wait. Like I said, you gotta be aggressive and keep following up. You can't just hope and pray that something happens. You gotta take action and make it happen. So what you should do instead, the moment you apply for a residency program, just DM the recruiter immediately, if not sooner, and say, hey, I just submitted my application, super excited. I just wanna let you know, I don't wanna get missed, and then just keep in contact. And you're doing them a favor because they get so many messages, they forget. So you want to stay top of mind. And now you know, visibility is the new resume. You gotta be on LinkedIn, you gotta be visible offline and online, build connections, and just go outside and be aggressive and get what you want and go for it. So now you know exactly how to build it. Being visible gets you the interview, but what do you do in that interview, right, is also important. And the interview is what actually gets you hired and helps you get that offer. So it's great and well that you have all this stuff, but then when you get to the actual interview, you also got to be prepared. So if you're not prepared for what I'm going to ask you, all the visibility in the world won't save you. In this video, I break down what nursing school does not tell you about getting hired.